Hi, this is Jeremy Kellett, Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I'm your host for this podcast. This is episode 58. On today's podcast, I am joined by Mr. Sam Muntean. He's one of our owner-operators here at Oakley Trucking. We're going to visit with him a little bit about his story at Oakley Trucking and what he's done and going from a company driver to an owner-operator and his experience in almost the 2 years he's been here. So we're going to visit with him here in just a few minutes. But first, let's hear from Vickie Chastain on this week's Need to Know segment, sponsored by Aero Truck Sales.
70% of all freight transported in the U.S. is done by truck, and there are currently over 15 million trucks operating on U.S. roads and highways. No matter what product you are using, at some point, it was delivered to its location by a truck driver. Without truck drivers, our economy would be far worse off than it is today. Without truckers, it would be pretty tough to live the life that we live today. So this week's Need to Know segment is simply to say thank you for all the sacrifices you make on a daily basis, and that we are very appreciative of all the hard work you put in to make the United States of America a better place to live. Stay safe.
Let's take a quick break and talk about Aero Truck Sales. Keith Wilson and Trey down in Springfield, Missouri, those guys do a fantastic job on selling trucks to owner-operators that are looking to come on to Oakley Trucking, and just want to make sure you guys know about them. We've dealt with them a long time. They are no leases, straight financing, specialize in first-time truck buyers, 5-year or newer tractors, all makes and models, less than 400,000 miles. They run a great program there. The best thing I like about them is service after the sale. Be sure and tell them you heard all this on the Oakley Podcast, and they'll also give you a choice of $600 worth of fuel or $600 truck accessories, or they'll pay half your first month payment if you finance with transport funding. Check them out. Call Keith Wilson at Aero Truck Sales, 573-216-6047. Give them a call and let them know you heard it on the Oakley Podcast. All right, let's get started in visiting with Mr. Sam Muntean. How you doing this morning, Sam?
I'm pretty good.
Man, I appreciate you coming by the office and visiting with us and doing this podcast with us. You know, it's not always easy to get drivers in front of a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're all just like, I don't want to be on that. And then we tell them we're putting them on YouTube, and they're like, oh, no, I can't be. I got a face for radio. I can't be on.
Yeah. It's not bothering me yet.
Good. It won't. It'll be good. Usually the longer they're doing it, the better they get.
Oh, yeah.
We're also joined by Mr. Hunter Loy in the background, taking care of the cameras and everything, make us look right and sound right. So he's always here doing a good job monitoring. Appreciate that. First, Sam, before we get started here, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from, married, all that kind of stuff.
I'm originally from Ohio, but I've been in Oklahoma the last 3.5 years. I'm married. I have 4 kids, 2 adult kids. I guess they're adults now. They're twins. They live in Ohio, and then I have two boys at the house.
How long you been married?
That's a tough question.
Put you on the spot.
3 years going on. It's 3.5 years. 3.5 years.
Good for you. So you moved to Oklahoma. And
yeah.
What were you doing before you came to Oakley?
Hauling oil.
Hauling oil.
And that's what got me into Oklahoma, actually. Living in Ohio, hauling oil. The terrain out there is pretty rough, so in the wintertime I was putting chains on all the time. My brother moved out to Oklahoma a couple years prior, and he was constantly sending me pictures of him wearing a hoodie in the wintertime, you know, no snow. Yeah. So eventually I transferred out there. And
what do you do on the weekends or your time off, I should say?
I hang out with my family, stuff like that. We go fishing.
Those kids in the sports or anything?
Yes, they race BMX bicycles.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we got a track just down the road, so they do that. And they like to swim. In the summertime, we got season passes to Six Flags, so we do that. And then as far as me, I spend a lot of money and time on my Harley.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Got a Harley?
Yeah. Yep.
So you get to ride it when you're home most time?
Yeah, most of the time I do.
What's the farthest place you've ridden it?
Actually, back in November, my brother and I, we did what they call an Iron Butt Challenge. We rode like 1,300 miles in 18 hours.
No kidding.
Yeah, nonstop. We only stopped to get fuel.
Wow.
We rode from Oklahoma City to Canton, Ohio.
I've never heard such.
Yeah, it's called the Iron Butt Challenge.
It would have to be iron. I mean, if you didn't get up for it.
Yeah, we stopped to
You
get
sat
fuel.
there.
That was it, all the way there. It took us 18 hours.
Do some stretching and then back on it and go.
Yeah, yep. And then we actually did that, stayed for about a day and a half, and did it right back from Canton, Ohio, back to Oklahoma City.
You know, we got a lot of owner-operators here at Oakley that ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
I've noticed, you know, we have quite a few guys that talk about it and do it quite a bit, going to a lot of those places. I'm not a motorcycle rider, but understand, you know, you got those trails and stuff that they all go do in the mountains, and especially here in Arkansas up in the hills, you know, I go bass fishing and they're all over those back roads, you know.
Yeah.
Riding the motorcycles, and it's some pretty country to do it in, that's for
Arkansas is.
Yeah.
It's nicer to ride over here than Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done the pig trail over by
Oh, yeah.
Ozark, so that's pretty fun. Yeah, I like riding in Arkansas.
Well, let's talk about Oakley Trucking and your experience here. To give, you know, I think it's good for our listeners to give them an idea of somebody that's been here. You started in September of 2019, is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So you're a year and a half, so working on 2 years, fairly new, but you've got a good idea of what Oakley is about for a new guy. What division? Have you only been in the hopper division?
Just the hopper division.
Okay. So give guys a little insight on, I guess, first, getting the nerve up to quit that job and buy a truck and come to Oakley. How hard was that?
It was tough. 'Cause I was making decent money and doing what I was doing, and I've been driving almost 19 years now, and I know before when I first got into it, I'm like, I'm never going to buy a truck. Numbers just didn't seem to add up, so it didn't add up. And then we lost our contracts, and then I called Dustin, and I just went for it. And Oakley makes it pretty easy.
How?
It was pretty much once I found the truck. After that, I just signed the paperwork for my truck, and then everybody in the office took care of the rest.
Made it simple.
Made it simple. Oh yeah, it was.
The hard part is going from that, making that decision probably to buy a truck.
Yeah, it was, because that's I didn't have cash. Yeah, it's unknown. I've never done it before, and.
Do you have some support, or do you have
a
lot of negative people?
No, I had a lot of support. My wife, she supports me a lot.
Good.
Yeah, I mean
that helps a lot.
It makes it easy.
Makes
Yes,
it a lot
it does.
easier when you're trying to make that decision on buying that truck. So, what kind of truck did you first buy?
It was a 2014 587 Peterbilt.
Okay.
And
what kind of price did you pay for that?
$65,000.
Okay.
And
so you figured that was a good starter truck?
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna I figured since I didn't have cash to pay for a truck and I financed it, I'm like a 3-year term compared to a 5-year term for $150,000 truck, it'd be a lot easier. So I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like it, and then I come over and here I am. Today I brought a new truck. I bought a new truck 2 days ago. So
what'd you buy?
2022 Volvo.
Nice.
So I like it enough that I made a commitment for even longer. So,
and you're confident. I mean, obviously you're confident that you can pay for a truck over here.
Oh,
brand new truck.
Absolutely. To be honest, if I knew it was going to be this, I probably would have bought a new truck to start with.
Yeah, and I can understand guys buying that starter truck and I even recommend buying that starter truck because you don't know what you're getting into. And as we all know, Oakley's not for everybody.
Right.
You know, we we expect people to work when they get over here. We got to have people that want to work. It's dry bulk industry. It's a working job, so we got to have people that want to do that. So getting that starter truck, I think, is good. Yeah, if you knew what you know now, you'd have bought a brand new one, started it all out. But a lot of people don't know that, and you got to kind of get your feet wet first.
Right. And, if I didn't do that starter truck, it could be different. If I would have started with a new one, I might have thought, man, I should have bought a used one, So, but starting off that way, it kind of lets you know what kind of finance, what kind of money you're going to make.
How was the truck buying process on this new one? Did it go pretty smooth? Or
Yeah, it was pretty smooth.
Where'd you get it at?
Bruckner's in Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We've dealt with them before.
Yeah, I just popped in there on a Friday one day, and they had a truck that I was looking for, and it was available. They actually only had 3 trucks to sell, 2 day cabs and the Volvo that I bought.
I was going to say.
And I put a deposit down. And
right then?
yeah, pretty much. And then that was it. All the paperwork went through, and I'm here today.
That's because that's a big deal nowadays with trucks. They don't have any trucks hardly. Trucks are hard to come by right now. I know a lot of people are probably listening going, that's crazy, but that's what all the dealerships are telling us. I mean, it's hard to find a truck, and if you're going to order a truck, it's going to be way into the year if you have to order one. So you kind of got to do like you see one, you better stop and put a deposit down.
It was pure luck, to be honest with you, yeah, because I emailed and called people from dealerships all over the United States, and they had either the ones I was looking at, they said they were sold, and then the rest of them we're not getting any trucks till October, November, and I didn't want to wait that long.
Yeah,
I might have had to, but I just lucky one day I got home early and seen this truck sitting out there, and they said they just pulled it out there.
We're sitting here talking to Sam Muntean, owner-operator with Oakley Trucking, just getting his experiences has been at Oakley Trucking, and maybe going from a company driver to an owner-operator, buying his own truck. Now he's bought a brand new truck and is here today to swap out and get it leased on. Tell us about, and he's in the hopper division. Tell us about that, pulling a hopper bottom. A lot of guys out there don't understand, what are you talking about hopper? I mean, a grain trailer. Tell them about kind of where you run, what you do, and the difficulties of running a hopper bottom, Sam.
It's different. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even realize how many hoppers are out there running on the road. But I generally run Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas. If I don't go home for the weekend, dispatch will stretch my feet out a little bit, and I'll get in Georgia, Louisiana, Florida. I've been to Florida just recently quite a bit. North Carolina and Virginia, but most generally it's Arkansas, Oklahoma. We run a lot of the same freight, same customers.
That makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. You know where to unload. You know what you're loading. You know what products you're hauling. Stuff like that. It's, makes it a lot easier when you're doing the same stuff over and over, same customers, same products.
Yeah.
It's fairly easy work. About the hardest part, I think, is once you learn it, about the hardest part you're going to have is sweeping it out.
How do you sweep out one of those hoppers?
Well,
what's the trick?
I have a leaf blower I used to use that, but then I'd get out of that trailer and all the debris would be stuck to my clothes. So I took some thick rope, and I tied knots in it, and I pretty much rappel down in the trailer with a broom and sweep it out.
There you go.
And then I think it's just an easier way for me to clean it and to keep myself clean without having the product on me.
Right. Yeah, because you pretty much have to do that after every load, don't you, to make sure it's clean?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Every now and then you'll get like roofing granules. We haul a lot of roofing granules, so every now and then you'll get the same color, and you don't.
What I'm sure a lot of people want to know or want me to ask, what's the negative? What's the hardest part of your job?
The negative, I guess when I first started here, the negative was I didn't understand the dry bulk business and how we run here at Oakley is we're pulling the same trailer. So we pretty much have the same trailer all the time. It's assigned to us. And then, so everything's a live load and unload. So it's no drop and hook. So we have waiting times. I guess that would be, if there's negative, that's the negative part is a lot of
3M.
times. Some of the customers, 3M's one of them.
We've heard that before.
Yeah. 3M's one of them. I've sat, last week I sat over at 3M quite a bit for long periods of time. But I was compensated for it. So
there you go.
That makes it a lot easier. I'm not burning fuel, just sitting out waiting.
So what kind of, if you don't mind telling us, what kind of miles that you typically run in a week, or you don't have to get into your money if you don't want to, but just give listeners an idea that, I mean, I think they know you're doing okay. Your 2022 Volvo you're sitting here with, so.
I average probably, if I would take my overall average, I probably average about 2,300 miles, and that's going home on the weekends. And usually get home Friday evening or Saturday morning, and then leave out Monday. My overall average probably bring home about between 2,700 and 2,900, and that's going home every weekend. So it's not too bad.
The settlement's easy to read.
Oh yeah, settlements are great, and I look on them all the time. They're pretty good. I mean. Yeah. I've had an issue maybe one or two times, and I just called and said, hey, here's what's going on, and it was corrected. It's just a simple mistake, and it was corrected right away. So it's always been good. The money's always been good. The settlements are easy to read.
That makes a difference, I think, with owner-operators. I can understand how I'm paid and what I'm getting paid and what my deductions are. That's what a lot of guys, we get in recruiting, we'll get phone calls wanting to know, okay, what's your deductions, and with us it's pretty simple. So you can list it out there and see it on your weekly settlement, because that's one of the things that we try to do is be transparent to where you can see everything, and you know what's going on, just like that settlement summary we send at the end of the year that explains everything.
Oh, yeah, that's nice too. Yeah, that's nice too. And getting paid every week's nice too, Yeah. We're not waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or getting paid monthly. You're getting paid every Friday. That makes things a lot easier.
That spoils us, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sure does.
As long as you work, you get paid.
That's right.
That's
right.
Good. Tell us a little bit about this recruiting bonus and stuff that you do. I know you have, you must know a lot of people.
I do. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of drivers. I've recruited 6 or 7, I think, since last April, probably.
So you made quite a bit of money just on recruiting bonuses.
Yes. Yes, $30,000 or $35,000 I made.
Nice.
All the ones that I've recruited, they've all made it their 90 days. I know that because I see it on my pay stubs.
Yeah, you make sure of that, don't you?
Yeah. And I have some other guys that haven't come over yet that are on my list that I've gotten paid for. As far as turning in a card.
Yeah.
A recruiting card. I've got 100, and now it's 150.
Yeah, for every lead you turn in. Yeah,
right.
Every recruiting card.
Mm-hmm.
So are most of these guys company drivers that are going to have to buy a truck and come here?
Yes, I think 5 of the recruits that I recruited over here, they went from company to owner operator as their first time, and then 2 of them, I believe, already had their trucks.
What are you telling these guys?
I'll just show them my pay stub, pretty much,
Okay.
And then I know, most of them are my friends. All of them are, really. And, I think they was kind of waiting to see how I was going to do.
Sure.
They're making sure that my truck was still in my driveway and not repossessed,
Yeah, right. Right.
So I think they waited to see, because all of them, we were all in the oil field. So it's good money in the oil field, but it's up and down. And I came over here because I wanted something steady.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, mileage pay is consistent pay. So you're getting a check every week. Compare that to the oil field. I mean, are you less stressed?
Oh, way less stressed. For the most part, when I wake up every day, I know I'm driving somewhere to get a load and get miles. In the oil field, sometimes you wake up and hope you get work, I mean, there's days where we'd be super busy, and then other days you didn't know. You didn't know what you were going to get. I mean, it was up and down all the time. So.
And here?
And here it's steady. I mean, we get super busy, and we slow down some, but it somehow, Oakley always makes it happen. I can tell you that.
Well, we sure try, and it takes good owner-operators like you to make it work, too. It's not all Oakley trucking, even though we try to make the model, the business model that works for guys like you. You got to make it work. I mean, you're the one that's got to get up every day and decide you're going to do this job and do it right today, and that's a big part of it, But I like to hear that part about less stress, because that's something we've always wanted to focus our own operators to not be so stressed to where they can concentrate on customer service and safety.
Oh yeah, and it's a lot. I mean, the stress here is very low. We, for the most part, we always have decent time to turn our loads, to make them on time. It's not like you're pressure to get time. Time loads, just-in-time loads. Usually we got time to get there and still, good money too. And another thing about getting recruited over here, I wasn't overpromised anything. So, I mean, Dustin.
Who was your recruiter?
Dustin Eagle. He recruited me, and he just told me straight up how it was going to be. He didn't say I was going to make $5,000 a week every week. And
you mean a recruiter didn't lie to you?
Right. Yeah, because recruiters are sales guys.
Right.
So. And I'm not a big person of sales guys, so yeah, that was another thing,
Did you verify with other owner-operators before you came?
Yeah, I was actually recruited by somebody that was on the Scott Egan. He was on the dedicated stuff down in reserve.
Oh yeah.
So he was my supervisor actually in the oil field, and he would call me every now and then, say trying to get me to come over here, and I'd say, man, I'm making good money. And I finally came over here, so
well,
I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you did too. It's worked out great. So, talking to Sam Muntean with Oakley Trucking and his experience at Oakley Trucking, going from company driver to owner operator, and just the ins and outs of what's going on at Oakley, his experience, and it's good stuff, man. I tell you. How about this pay raise that we gave back on May the 3rd? How do you think? I know. When this comes out, it'll be past then. Now, when we're, of course, recording this, it's May the 3rd is Monday. How do you think this is going to affect you? Have you looked at it yet?
Oh, yeah. I think it's definitely going to help. It's going to make things a lot easier on the hopper for sure, because we're paid on weight. And then the bonus, after we get through this year, on your anniversary, unless the guys have their anniversary after May 3rd, your bonus is pretty much going to be double.
That's going to be nice.
If I'm figuring it right.
Yeah, it's so the pay starts May the 3rd. You start getting that extra 5 cents on whatever year you've been here. So it's going to – when's your anniversary date? September, we said. Mm-hmm. So from May the 3rd to September, you'll get that another 5 cents on your bonus. Now from – last September up till May 3rd, you'll get whatever it was.
Right.
If you're in your second, you're either getting 6 or 7 cents.
6 or 7 cents,
yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I think I'm glad we put it towards the annual bonus. That, to me, I talked about on the last episode about it creating longevity and how long We've got the guys that's been here a long time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the other owner-operators that work here?
Oh, they're all great. Everybody's, they'll help you out. If you have questions, everybody, owner-operators, everybody in the office, everybody here at Oakley's, they treat you pretty good,
What does, I know this is a question probably don't know, but what's the future look like for Sam Muntean?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, having this new truck, it'll be a lot easier, because my other truck breaking down, slows you down a little bit, and I feel like I let Seth down. I got to call him and tell him, hey, I got to go to the house, get my truck worked on, but the times that I did break down, I was able to get my load delivered, so I always try to manage to get that load delivered and then worry about my truck. That way, dispatch and have to start moving things around,
Right.
And so hopefully with this new truck, I should be, for the most part, maintenance free as far as repairs.
That will relieve some stress.
And that's gonna relieve some stress too. Yeah.
I understand. When anything's broke, it stresses a man out. You know what I mean, Hunter? When things are broke at the house, yeah, he knows because he had a battery break on his brand new truck yesterday. So anyway,
I had one of them days yesterday too. I was
you?
telling him before he came in here. Yeah, when I was picking up my truck, I tripped and fell. I had my phone in my hand.
Oh no!
And I caught myself on the concrete with my phone face down. I smashed my phone. My screen's all smashed. And then I lost my car keys.
Oh, no.
And then so I had to have somebody give me a ride to my old truck. And then I was locked out of my house because I lost my car keys. My car keys end up being in my old truck. And then on the way back, when I still had my old truck, and I was taking it back to the house, I started reaching in my pocket and realized that I didn't have my wallet. I lost my wallet.
You're kidding.
No, that was all yesterday, yeah.
Holy cow.
So I don't know if it was because I had all this stuff going on, trying to get my truck ready to get over here. But yeah, I broke my phone, lost my wallet, lost my car keys.
You had a rough day yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't understand how you're smiling today.
I'm always smiling. Always smiling. Like some of these guys that call, the guys that I recruited, they call and, ask me, for help or whatever, or if they're not having the best day, I always try to turn it around. You know what I mean?
That helps.
I could have the worst day and I'm always smiling. So I had a supervisor used to call me Smiling Sam.
What's your CB handle?
Pork chop.
Pork chop. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes me smile. You hear the word pork chop, everybody smiles.
Yeah.
So did you find your wallet?
Yes, I found my wallet. My brother actually found it. It was in my house.
Good deal. So
yeah, so I
found your wallet, found your
my keys, found my wallet.
And now you just got to replace your phone.
I got to replace my phone. Yeah. It only works using my headset, so I can't talk to anybody unless my headset's on it.
My wife flushed her keys down the toilet. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's you have recovered well, Sam, from a rough day yesterday.
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to say
yeah.
that. And I tell you, you represent Oakley well, and we're proud to have you as an owner-operator, and especially these guys you're bringing over are same caliber people you are, and we appreciate that too. Because we just don't want anybody here.
Yeah, I try. Yeah, it's tough. I try to make sure that the guys I'm recruiting that they want to come over here, and I think they'll like it.
Any, I asked you earlier about your future here at Oakley. Any thoughts of different division down the road?
I have thought about it. I thought about the pneumatic. I thought about doing a pneumatic.
Okay.
I know I called and talked to you a couple months ago about it, and then I talked to Manley, and I talked to a couple other people.
It's good that we got options.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. If I get tired of the hopper, I can switch division. I don't know about the end dump though.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Everybody-
the guys pulling the end up, they got some screws loose, you know? To stand that thing straight up in there, you know? I just don't know.
You got to be on your game to do that every day.
Oh, yeah.
You got to
You gotta
admire
be on
those
your game.
guys.
You
gotta
have
be on
to
your game.
have all your wits together
Yeah.
to do that. Just you know.
And obviously you didn't have yesterday.
No.
Just kidding, Sam. All right, man. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, not really. I mean, I think we pretty much covered it. You know, any guys that's wanting to come over here, it's definitely a good place to come. It's, you know, everything's pretty stable. Financially, it's good. Everybody here, you know, make sure, you know, that you got everything you need. They make it easy to come over here. I tell you, when I first started here, I probably only been here about 3.5 months, and this is just a testament to, you know, money and work and everything. But my truck broke right before Christmas, and I'd only been here since September. So December, my truck broke down. It was in the shop for 18 days, so I didn't have no work. And then when I had to get it out, I had a $5,000 repair bill, plus Christmas and all that, and I just started over here, so I managed to get through it, and here I am, you know, today with a new truck. So,
Well,
as far as stability and financial reasons and stuff like that, Oakley's great. I like it here a lot.
Well, we like having you, and that's a great testimony that you just did with, because I'm sure there's some listeners out there going, man, yeah, he sounds like he's got it made, but you have those same problems that other people have. You break down, truck's in the shop 18 days, you got a $5,000 bill, and it's Christmas.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that people can relate to.
Oh, yeah.
Because it happens to everybody.
Yeah,
and you've overcome it.
Yeah, and as long as you prepare and don't spend all your money when you get them checks in, you won't have a problem at all.
Got to overcome, because those days are coming.
Just be prepared. It will happen. You know, not if. It's going.
Well, and it'd have been so easy for you to give it up at 3.5 months.
Yeah.
And owner-operator deal's not working for me. I'm just giving up.
Yeah, and another thing about that, actually, I might have been 3 weeks into it. I hauled a load of cereal out of Memphis to Pine Bluff, like 150 miles. And I got over there to unload it, and it was sat in there. You know, it was 90 degrees, humid. That cereal set up like a Rice Krispie treat, basically.
Oh, no.
And it probably took me 3.5 hours to get it to finally drop out. And I remember calling my wife, telling her, I don't know if this hopper is going to work out for me.
It was in one of those days.
Oh, yeah, I had to change my clothes out in the parking lot and everything, but, you know,
you had one of those days
that didn't
since?
scare me. Yeah, I've had a couple,
Yeah.
but not near as bad, you know. And it's not like, you know, Seth's dispatching me cereal loads every day. That'd be a different story,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, good stuff, Sam. I appreciate you hanging with us today and talking to us. And I know taking time out of your day and getting this new truck going down the road, and I appreciate you letting everybody know what's on your mind and your experience at Oakley. And I think it helps, you know, helps for the podcast that we're doing and get the word out there about Oakley. And the best thing is the truth. And, man, you can you can hear and you can see the truth coming from Sam Muntean.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm
Smiling
not,
Sam.
Yeah. This isn't a paid promotion.
For sure. All right, man. Well, we appreciate it. Hey, thanks to all our listeners. Every week you guys keep tuning in and listening to our podcast, watching us on YouTube. Man, do me a favor. Subscribe on YouTube to our channel. Hit that like button. Go to the Oakley Podcast. You can search it, the Oakley Podcast, on the internet, and send us a comment. Give us some reviews. It just helps get the word out there about Oakley Trucking and what we're trying to do here as a company. And as always, it's for the benefit of our owner-operators and their families. And we're so proud of all of them, especially guys like Sam Muntean. So appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.